What do you do when you get a bottle of mashke? Mashke means a bottle of vodka from the Rebbe, and the Rebbe wishes you mazel tov for the wedding. But you wonder what this is all about because you've been married already for 17 or 18 years. So before I tell you that story, let us all say together a chapter of Tehillim, chapter 100, thanking God for the miracles and praying for the ultimate miracle, Moshiach. And this is the solution for everything. As they say in Hebrew, they have these saying, Hapitaron hayachid, the only solution, Mashiach ben David. Mizmor l'soy dori l'nosoi. Let's give some tzedakah on the special Erev Shabbos Parshas Vayishlach. As we spoke during this week many times about the meanings of Vayishlach, etc. But today, my customary Erev Shabbos story. This coming Sunday is Yudalet Kislev, the 14th day of the month of Kislev, which is the day when the Rebbe and the Rebbetzin got married. Talk about this. If Chas v'Shalom is still in exile on Sunday, we'll have time to talk about it. But today I want to share with you a story. I think the most unusual, fascinating story about the Rebbe's blessing for a wedding that a person didn't understand what this is all about. So here is the story. I don't know the name of the individual, but this is a European religious Jew who somehow became connected to Chabad, started going to shiurim, to classes of Chassidus, and one day decided time has come for him to see the Rebbe, to visit with the Rebbe. So he came to New York and was amazingly inspired. And he noticed during the Farbrengen, which is when the Rebbe would gather and speak to the thousands of Chassidim in the hall, at certain times there was also an opportunity to get a bottle of vodka. If you had a special event, if you had an institution to look after, etc. And they would go over to the Rebbe, and the Rebbe would give l'chaim, and the Rebbe would give a blessing for success for whatever the event was. Now, seemingly he did not really understand what this is all about, but he had this great desire also to get a bottle of mashke, as it's called, a bottle of vodka from the Rebbe, a blessed bottle. He managed getting a bottle of mashke, and he walks over to the Rebbe and puts the mashke on the table, doesn't say anything because he doesn't know he was supposed to say something. And the Rebbe looks at him, and the Rebbe tells him, Mazel Tov for the wedding. Okay. He's excited. He has his bracha, and he has his bottle of mashke, stores it well, comes home, shares with his wife his experiences, and amongst the different things he says, and I even have a bottle of mashke from the Rebbe. The Rebbe gave a Mazel Tov for the wedding. She looks at him and said, Mazel Tov for the wedding? We've been married for 17 years. She got scared. What is the Rebbe saying? At that moment it dawned on him, indeed, this is quite unusual. Anyway, so they decided to put away the bottle of mashke and see what's going to happen when this blessing is going to be materialized. 8 years later, the husband decides, we've been married 25 years, let's make a silver wedding. Big simcha. Okay, why not? Having a party. Caterer, photographer, 400 guests, the whole shebang, minus a chuppah, obviously, and minus a ksuba. The day of the wedding, the fellow goes to check out the place, and he sees that there's a problem. A pipe busted, and the hall is flooded, and nobody can fix it. Caterer is in the dilemma, and he says, look, there's a shul across the street. Why don't we rent the shul, the hall of the shul? It's a little smaller, but we'll set up, we'll do the best we can. No choice. It happens to be that the hall is ready, the hall of the shul is available, and they'll do it. Okay. Before the ceremony, this young man goes to daven mincha in the shul, and there, as he's leaving the shul upstairs to go down to the wedding party, the Rav comes by and says, do you mind staying a few minutes? What's the matter? We have a chuppah a wedding ceremony, and we need a tent for the minyan. You have a chuppah, a wedding ceremony, no tent to the minyan? What's this all about? And the Rav says, look, the Kala, the girl, is from a very prominent family, but she's marrying a convert, and the family would not accept it. So they boycotted the wedding. So we just have 10 people. It says. We have 400 guests, caterer, music, photographer. Bring the chuppah down to the hall, and we'll have the wedding. And that's exactly what happened. And then he gets up and says, not only do we have the wedding, this young couple has the Rebbe's blessing and mashke that the Rebbe gave me 8 years ago. Mazel tov for the wedding. And let me just add, Rebbeinu Shalom, you have the whole party ready since 5,785 years that you prepared the meal and the wine for that wedding between you and us in the time of Mashiach. It would be wonderful to have that wedding today.